Hi guys, this is Dan. Today I'm going to be showing you how to design a simple twisted bracket, and we'll be doing that in a couple different programs. For starters, we'll go ahead and use SolidWorks. This is the design that we want to do. I've got some dimensions over here in this notepad as well as on this page. We'll go ahead and start with opening up SolidWorks. We'll go ahead and create a new part here. Okay. And before we start modeling, we're going to have to make some reference geometry. So if you look back at this picture, the midplane to these two red lines here is 2 inches. And this is where kind of the twisted center is. And then on top we've got a flat little knob sticking out and another flat knob sticking out with some holes drilled in it. So we'll go ahead and make two reference geometry planes, one at this red line and one at this red line. So we'll go ahead and go over on the first tab, Features, over to Reference Geometry Plane. And for the first reference, we'll go ahead and expand this here and go to the front plane, because we're going to want it to be an offset of this plane. And we'll go out 1 inch. Alright, that looks good to me. Go ahead and say Done. And then we'll go back to this front plane and create another plane that goes up 1 inch, but we need to go the opposite direction. So we'll go ahead and hit Flip Offset, so we're coming out the other direction of the midplane. Alright, done with our reference geometry. Now we've got two planes here. What we want to do is sketch the cross-section of each of these little nubs. So this cross-section is 1.25 inches by 0.5 inches, and you'll notice since this twists, the cross-section will be facing landscape, I guess you could say, on one half, and it'll be portrait on the other half. So for our first plane, we'll go ahead and go to the rectangle tool, and the one I prefer to use is center rectangle. Click in the middle and draw it out. The next step is to get these dimensions correct, so we'll go to Smart Dimension, up over to this side. We wanted this to be 0.5 inches. And then we'll go to the top here, still under the Smart Dimension tool, and we'll make this 1 point. Oh, darn. Let's change that to 1.25. And just double check, 1.25, 0.5, that looks correct. So we can now click this little blue Exit Sketch button, and we have our first sketch here. The next sketch, we'll create another one, and click on this plane. Should be similar but facing the other direction. So right now I'm just adjusting the view. We're going to want to go back to this center rectangle tool and draw another rectangle vertical with the same dimensions, 1.25 and 0.5. Alright, now we'll exit that sketch as well. So now we've got two sketches here, and we can go ahead and make this top half on each sketch. So this extends out 1.25 inches, since we have 1 inch, 1 inch, and the whole thing's supposed to be 4.5. So we'll go ahead and go out 25 inches, 1.25 inches, that's under Features, Extruded. And you want to make sure it's going the right direction. You want it to go out this way. So we'll go ahead and flip that, and then change this to 1.25. Alright, there we go, that should be correct, 0.25, and we will hit Done. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the other half. Make sure we select this sketch, Extruded, 1.25, that's correct. Alright, so now I've got two perpendicular little rectangles here. And for each half, we're going to want it to look more like these curved shapes for the bracket with a hole drilled into them, and that's pretty simple to do. We'll start with the hole, so we'll go ahead and create another sketch on the surface of this model. Again, we can adjust our view if you want to get a good side view at it. And as the picture shows, or it doesn't, but the hole is supposed to be 0.5 inches from the top. So we'll go ahead and go down 0.5. We'll draw one line dimension it, 0.5, and then draw a circle. And this circle's diameter is supposed to be 0.5 as well. So now we've got our circle at 0.5 inches from the top. We can finish the sketch, exit with this little blue icon here, and then go back to features. I'm going to go to extruded cut, click on this feature, and I prefer to use up to next. You could technically extrude a cut all the way out, but this is just a little bit cleaner. So it goes to the next surface, and you can hit OK, and it'll cut through to the next surface. Alright, I gotta do the same thing on the next guy here. I'll adjust my view to the top, draw a line. Well, actually we can do this the fast way. If you don't want to draw a line, you can just draw a circle here and make sure when you do your dimension that you hit from the center point to the top, 0.5, and then go from the edge out, 0.5. Alright, so we'll go and finish that and exit the sketch and go back to features and then extruded cut again and do essentially the same thing, up to next. There we go. Alright, now I've got two holes drilled in it. This bracket is starting to look a little closer to our drawing. Last thing we need to do is add these fillets, and this is a 1/2 inch radius fillet. So under the features tab there is this tool here called fillet. You can click on that, and now we can proceed to click on every edge that we want to fillet. Be careful not to click on the face, or it'll put a curve on all of these little corners. You just want to click on the edge here. So we'll click once, go to the other side, click once, click once. No, that might not be working. Click once. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We'll start with this one. And this is supposed to be 0.5 inches. Alright. You go ahead and hit done, and you'll notice that it's these curves. Now we got to go ahead and do the other side. Fillet. Click here, change this to 0.5, done. Alright, now it looks quite similar to the bracket. The only part we're missing is this twist in the middle that connects them both. By the way, to spin around faster, I'm clicking the scroll wheel on my mouse. That allows you to orbit the shape. If you want to pan, you can hold Control and click the scroll wheel, and if you want to zoom, you can hold Shift and to click the scroll wheel. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to that twisting shape here. The way you do that in SolidWorks is using the lofted boss/base tool. We'll click on this tool and it'll ask for profiles. The profiles you'll pick are this face here and the opposite face here. And you'll see that it has very simply created a curve that follows from here to here. We don't need any guiding curves. That's only if you have a more complex twist to it. This is a fairly simple twist. And the only thing we want to add is some start-end constraints. You'll notice right here, this is a pretty jagged corner. What we'd like is to have this be a smooth curve where it starts tangential to that edge. So we'll go ahead and under starting constraints, tangent to face, and under end constraints, tangent to face. So now you'll notice that when this sweeps out, it follows along this line before it starts curving. That's exactly what we want, so we'll go ahead and hit done, and there you go. It generates all the geometry and we have our nice fun twisting bracket. So that's it. That's how you do it in SolidWorks. In the next tutorial I'll show you how to do the same thing in Autodesk Inventor. Alright, thanks for watching.